Hello, friends, and welcome or welcome back to Cyrene Sews. My name is Sarah, and I sew and I crochet, and we do markets and many little yarn or fabric hauls, things like that, etc., etc. Today is Sunday, July 27th. It is 2:30 p.m. I already recorded this video, and then realized that there was something going on that was not cool. That doesn't sound right. I had chocolate on my face. I will admit, I had chocolate on my face. I'm more comfortable admitting that to you than having you see it because we had ice cream. My daughter and I went to Hirschner's today, and then afterward we had ice cream. And I had some on my face because eating ice cream and driving probably not the best idea, especially on a hot day. Like today's 87 degrees. Okay, well when we got back, it was 87 degrees. It is now 86 according to my watch. But anyway, so we went to Hirschner's. So today is Sunday, and I usually try to start the week on a Monday video, but I'm already done with last week's video. So today being Sunday, this will be the day that we're starting this week. Anyway, so today we went to Hirschner's. I decided to take my profit from my last market, which was $30-ish, and I was like, you know what? It's time to buy some new yarn. I have yarn. I don't need yarn, but most of what I have is Posh. And I like Posh, but my hands are like, I really like that Parfait Chunky going on. So went to Hirschner's to buy more of that. Also, I tried the loops and threads. I don't remember which one it was, but it was okay. It was workable, but it just wasn't not as nice as the Parfait Chunky. So far, Parfait Chunky is my favorite. It's easy to work with. It doesn't shed too much. It's not too hard, but it's soft. And so anyway, so I decided I need some more colors in that because I have a little bit of black and a little bit of white. And I thought I had a gray, but that might be Baby Bear or Posh, which is fine. But that's okay. I didn't get any gray. The color I do have the most of is, I think this is Mushroom. Yes, Mushroom. This is Mushroom, and it's a good base for maybe cookies. I don't know if this is the color I use for the cookies. I think I might have used this color for the cookies. Yes, I did. Either way, that's the color. I have almost a whole 2 skeins of that, and a little bit of black and a little bit of white. Maybe half a skein of black and half a skein of white. All right, so we went to Hirschner's today. I was like, today's a good day to do it. And I spent $30 there. I made it $29.40. Perfection. I was like, perfect, right within budget. All right, so let's start. Let's see. The first color I'm grabbing is, chocolate. This color is chocolate. It is nice dark brown. And one of the reasons I got it was because when I showed my roommate the cookies, he was like, that's not dark enough to be chocolate. Whatever. So anyway, but also bears, and I'm sure there's other things that are brown that I can't think of right now that I can make with that brown. Next color is going to be this green, which is called Lagoon, and it looks quite blue on here, but I promise you it is green. Just the color difference. Wow, it looks really blue. I don't know. I'm not colorblind. It just sometimes the video. Here, I'll show you an actual blue. This is another color that I got. This is a blue, and it is literally the color blue. And this is green. This is, well, Lagoon. So you can see it's more green, but it's like I don't see any blue in it in real life. Anyway, so Lagoon, he'll be making frogs and some other stuff. This beautiful blue I almost didn't get because I have blue. I have like a light blue in, I don't know what it is because it was in my little clearance grab bag, but it's soft like this. So I think it's this, but not this color. But it's like a baby blue, a sky blue, and this was just a beautiful blue. I really like this color, so I got it. It was the last one of this color, so I'm sure it's going to make some beautiful things. And let's see, next we have this beautiful purple color is Iris. I don't know, did I show you the other one? Do you want to see them close? But look, this is a nice, beautiful purple. Fall is coming up. I know it's not even August yet, but there are back to school stuff. There is fall stuff already. I think even a month ago we went into Michael's and it was like all pink Halloween stuff. I'm like, what is happening here? So I put the orange back because I do have orange. I have orange and Posh, and it's a little rough. But right now the only thing I use orange for is my little baby chick feet and maybe a cat. But so I figured this was a good compromise because purple is also a Halloweeny fall. This dark purple also a Halloweeny fall color, but not just stark orange. So, and plus it's good for all seasons. But also if I'm like, I could make that fall thing in purple. And no, we're not done yet. So obviously I got black. I needed black because you can't go wrong with black. And then they didn't have the white, which was okay because the white is just like a very white. It is white, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. But the lightest one that they had was this one, and it is the color cream. It's like a very subtle off-white. And it's close enough to white that I think it will work with cats and whatever else needs white. Plus, I still have a bit of that stark white. But it's not dark, stark, like just white. It is like this color white. But this is off enough that it still works. All right. And then last but not least, this is a new one. This is a Hershner's has their own brand of yarn. And I mean, obviously I should have known that, but I didn't. I hadn't seen it there before. It was next to the Soho Soft something, which honestly, that Soho is really, really soft, but it sheds like no tomorrow, and it's hard to work with because you have to be really careful with it. But we're going to talk about that in a different video, potentially, if I ever get to it. Anyway, so this is a Hershner's Cheerful Fleece Maltese yarn. And it's kind of like, it looks like it has the texture of like Bernat blanket, like the flatness, I guess you could call it. It's got like the string and then the other sides and not so much tubular like this or Posh. Anyway, so this is it. This is the one we got, which was Hershner's Cheerful Fleece Maltese yarn. So it looks like it has the texture similar to Bernat blanket, but it's smaller, but it is also a lot softer. So this is the color Tulips. This is the one my daughter picked out because I was like, I can't decide. They had a lot of different colors. So I was pretty pleased with that. They have a lot of solid colors too, but they have the skeins, and they were like, actually they were cakes. They were like $9. They were big cakes, worth it. But I was like, I don't want to spend that much right now. So, but that was solid colors, and I was like, I want to look at these. So I don't know what I'm going to make up with this, but whatever it is, it'll be pretty. And I think it'll be, since it's like a smaller one, but not tiny small, that I think it'll be a little easier to work up than Bernat. Also, I think it's softer than Bernat, even blanket or baby blanket or whatever. But I do think that just the texture looks the same, similar, but it feels softer. And with it being smaller, to get to my point here, with it being smaller, I feel like it should be easier to work with for my hands. So hopefully that is the case, and I will let you know how that goes as well. That is it for today, I believe. I can't remember if there's anything else that I was going to tell you. So that's it for today, and we'll see you another time. Tomorrow, maybe? Oh, there was something I needed to tell you. So when I was at the market, a lady from a local organization, store / education thing, approached my booth and was like, hey, we could use some of your stuff in our place. And she said all they ask is 10% of what you sell. They don't give a monthly fee or anything like that. And then what they take goes toward the education programs that they have. And it's a really good organization. Got a little storefront and they have stuff in it. And then they have events like kids. It's more for younger kids. But they have animals. They have an axolotl. And I think they had some lizards and some fish. So it's just some fun. Oh, I think they had a sugar glider too. Well, my daughter and I went there once and it was really cool. But they also have a storefront to help fund their programs to help children and whatnot. So that's really cool. I figure because they don't charge a monthly fee, I'm now out any minute, any money if I don't sell anything, and I can handle them taking 10% because that's really not a whole lot. Plus, it's going toward a good cause. You know, it's going toward educational programs for children who especially might not otherwise have these fun things to do, like homeschooled or during the summer, things like that. Experiences that you might not get in a small town anyway. So I'm really excited about that. I have the meeting with her tomorrow at 10. I'm going to bring some of my stuff. I have no idea how this is going to work. So possibly when I get home from that, I will give you guys an update. But otherwise, we're going to Eau Claire, so that might take a while. So might not get that update. And then I work through the weekend. So we'll see how much I will be able to video depending on what's going on and how I'm feeling. Feeling pretty good right now, but that's because I now don't have to work. So anyway, that's the video for now, and I will see you another day this week for me. A few seconds for you. Right, I finally figured out how to do a voiceover. Anyway, look how different these textures are. They're both Cozy Cub. Just insane, Michaels. Dude, what is happening here? Anyway, carry on. Good evening, friends. I am back. It is Saturday, August 2nd. Hi, sweetie. And I haven't recorded anything this week. It's been a busy week. Been busy at work, been busy outside of work. And so finally I have a moment to record things that I've done, tell you a little update. So on Monday, I went to a Discovery Station and brought my stuff to show her. She was super excited. She put a lot, she's going to put a lot of it out. And she's like, can you make this, and this? And it's like really exciting to be a part of this. And especially in the winter, it's going to be great. Sorry, my cat is, have you had these? They're so good. Anyway, random. She's such a troublemaker. So I did that. And then I had to go back there on Tuesday and then again on Wednesday. Because she said, what else do you have? I said, I have this. So I brought that. And then she's like, do you have more of these? I'm like, yeah, I just kind of figured because I just brought a little bin the first time, just the dog bandanas and the poo bags. And then she was like, oh, bring everything that you have that is sewn except for your wristlets. And so I did, and she's like, oh, you have more tote bags? Bring me more tote bags. She's like, can you make them with different size straps? Can you make them drawstring? I'm like, I can make them any simple way you want me to. But it might take a while because I do have a full-time job. And she's through school with that. So she's going to want me to make like crayon rolls, and she wanted me to make bingo bags. So I looked at a couple tutorials and I was like, they look cool, but they don't look easy to do. And call me lazy, but I really just like the simple stuff. I really like the simple stuff. And it is simple until you have to do the circle bottom or the bottom in any case. Maybe I could do it as a box bottom, but no. So I told her that was a no-go. I was not going to be able to do that, but there was other options. And one of those options was a double snap wallet coin purse type thing. And I found, I was just going to do any snap wallet, and what I found was a snap coin purse. By Sewing Times. and they had a video on how to do it, and then they had a link to their pattern. And this is what it, sorry, it's backwards. I don't know how to flip it. So this is what it would look like. And I was like, that is really cool. And I have snaps. I haven't used snaps. I've had my snaps for years because I think I was making other things that needed snaps. Sure. When my daughter was younger and whatnot. And so I did that. And it's a little different than what I'm used to doing because what I'm used to doing is just with the rotary cutter and we're all good. Not the case with this one. I had to hand cut everything with my scissors, which wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. You know, the crochet is really helping my hands get stronger and more able to do that, but still wasn't fantastic. So I was like, this I can do. So this was my first one, and she had said like she wanted the tote bag that was this. And so I had some extra of this fabric, so I was like, I'll make this one first. And this was the lining in the tote bag, yeah, because I made it pink lining. I usually just do white lining, but for the tote bag that I did this one, I did it in this cute pink lining, which I don't have a lot of. So, but the snaps were so hard. Okay, first of all, I had forgotten how to do the snaps. So I don't know if you could tell, but these two, they're the same. Okay. And they don't snap together. They don't, because they don't snap. So I figured that out. Thankfully, I tried it right away before I tried to do the other one. And then I was like, oh, because I had them in 3 different little bins. And I'm like, why do I have these in different bins when they look the same? I just don't know why they looked the same to me at the time, but they're different. So then I did, and it was hard. Like I have a thing and you have to like, and my hands did not like that at all. So I did the other one the right way. But I can't get it snapped, and it just to push it like that, it hurts. So I was like, okay, try again. This is flawed anyway. It's got this edge here. I mean, it's still cute. Don't get me wrong, but so I tried again, and this one, it didn't have this tab to it, but I added it to it because you gotta have a tab for everything, you know. Anyway, so I made another one, and this one is a lot better. This one, I could snap. I did it right, and I was able to snap it. But again, using this tool to get the snaps on, to smush the snaps, which is the reason I won't get one of those tools for the eyes, because the same thing you have to. I just don't have the wrist hand ability to do that. So, but this one works, and I'm going to gift it to her. I'm not a fan that this ended up shorter than this one, and I don't know how that happened. I think I was. Yeah, I don't know if it's because I cut it. I think they're even there. They're about, well, no, or maybe it just looks smaller because it's on the one end for the other. I don't know. Either way, illusion or not, it is not perfect. Shame. That's okay though. Rarely are my things perfect. You have to have some imperfection. You have to allow for some imperfection in your life. As long as it's not flawed, then that's not the end of the world. That's why I don't like to sell my things online, because if they expect something perfect and then they don't get it, and it's good quality. Don't get me wrong. I don't know that I would sell this, but either way, someone would see it, notice that it was off kilter, and still want it, and then that's cool. But otherwise, there's nothing else wrong with it. But I'm going to gift this to her, and I'm going to say good news, bad news. The good news is, the bad news is the snap thing won't work. But the good news is you get the one that I made because she's awesome. And I made a turtle. And this time I got the eyes right, and I got the head right. What I did, and the last time I made a turtle, I had a hard time with the head. It was like you could pull it a little bit. But this time, before I closed it, is when I sewed, I attached. So you crochet the head in. And then to keep it up, I went through and then sewed it from inside out, so to speak. Versus whatever I was trying to do last time. The problem is it still doesn't, like, it's not a solid surface. Oh, here we go. So you can put it on a solid surface and it flops over. So I don't know how to fix that. Bigger bubbles on the front, maybe. I don't know. But I did make the tail is mostly in the center, but not. It didn't curve in the right direction. But other than that, I think it did better on this one than I did on the last one. And I got the eyes in the right place. I don't know if it needs a mouth. I haven't decided. And I made a big rainbow cat. And I think I started this cat at the fair last weekend. But so this took up almost a whole skein. I think I have enough left for a little one. I just haven't gotten there yet because I wanted to work with this yarn. This is softer. I think these are both Baby Bear. I haven't used the yarn that I bought last weekend yet either. So in the last clip. And then at the fair, someone wanted a sorry about all the ahs. They they wanted a cat, a gray cat with a white belly. So I made this cat, but I don't like how the belly turned out. So I asked them for a picture of his cat. I wanted to know if they had the white tail. They do not have the white tail. This cat's so stinking adorable, though. So I asked for a picture of the cat and got a picture of the cat. So this will just go out as a regular purchase. And if someone likes it, awesome. But you can see, like, it's not centered. So again, not perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not perfect. So if somebody likes it and they like it, excellent. The belly is so soft because this is Posh and this is Chunky Parfait. But they didn't have any dark gray when I went there for the Chunky Parfait. And that's okay. I have all of this Posh and it's suitable. So, so I asked them for a picture, and this one I'm working on, I've had to frog it 2 times already because I didn't get this quite in the middle. So now I have stitch markers putting where I need to have the bobble feet so that it actually looks right. I might have to do it one before the stitch. Either way, so that the white is centered in the body properly. So that's what I'm working on. I work again tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be able to finish this by tomorrow. And then end the video after that. So we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, friends. It is a Monday morning, but we're going to pretend it's Sunday night to finish off the week. But I didn't have time to record last night. So I have an appointment this morning, so I have a half day of work. Finally get to see the dermatologist now that all my symptoms are gone. But still, maybe we can figure out a better way to prevent this because I ordered sunscreen and because I'm almost out. And it's not going to come for another 2 weeks. I'm really almost out. Anyway, enough of that. I did finish the cat that I started on, the one that I wanted to make better for the person who wants the gray cat with the white belly. I asked him to send a picture of the cat, and he just has a little bit of white on his belly. So this is, I can't show you a picture of the cat because I'm using my phone to record. But anyway, so this is the cat, and I had to frog a couple times, once or twice, to get this. I ended up using stitch markers. I don't know if I showed you that or not. But so this is a lot better centered. Actually, it looks not as centered as but I thought, yeah, they're 2 stitches apart. Okay. Anyway, not as centered, but much more centered. Yeah, if you hold it right, it looks centered. Anyway, so just a little patch of white on its belly. It's not as straight as I would like it, but it's a lot better than the other one. And the picture was like, you know, not modeled, but like a lot more gray in the white anyway. So I think this is lovely. I'm going to let him know that I'm finished with it. And then I guess he doesn't live in town. He may or may not be in town for the farmer's market next weekend. This weekend? Next weekend, as per your watching, because it's Sunday. So anyway, so I like this one a lot, and I hope he does too. I hope it's acceptable. And I will let you know how that goes. But this is going to be end of this week. And this coming week, I'm getting ready for the farmer's market. I think I have to sew some things for the Discovery Station as well. But we've already gone through a couple things and they weren't going to work out. So I think we're going to make crayon rolls next time. Colored pencils, I think she wanted me to make a colored pencil size. But anyway, that'll be for next week, and I will see you next week. So I hope you have a wonderful week.